many platforms. You'll still hear all of our commodity analysts and weather professionals each afternoon, but at a brand new time. And you'll still hear the weekly wrap-up of the commodity markets right here on WHOW when Commodity Week airs Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. Remember the time change for the daily closing market report on WHOW at our new time, 5:06 p.m. weekdays.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence, and the WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. On the program in this segment is Elizabeth Burns with the Clinton Area Farmers and Artisans Market. Hey, good morning, Elizabeth. How are you?
Just fine.
Good to hear. Yeah, thanks for coming on. And just beautiful out for sure. You can't beat it. And you've had great weather for the farmers markets, right, Elizabeth? It just feels like it's every Saturday. It's just a great day after great day these days.
It was a little hot this weekend, and we made available ice water for everybody who came up. So we'll try to keep doing that throughout the season, too, and we hit those 90-plus days with high humidity. But we've had just a wonderful time. We did, we weren't open for May days, but we've gotten May behind us. May went strong, and we're heading into June and anticipating those fruits and vegetables coming in.
Indeed. Are we a little soon on like the tomatoes and such? What's going to be, here in the month of June? What are we going to start to anticipate there at the market?
Well, I've been in contact with a couple of our farmers, and at this time I can't tell you exactly, but it's something to come up every Saturday and check out and see what we had. If you're into asparagus, that season is basically over with, but we had 3 weeks of asparagus up there with Ardeman Farms, green and purple asparagus, and that was just wonderful. They've been part of the market off and on for several years, and they have some other things planted this year. If they have some extra, they'll plan on bringing that up. Parker Farms and Fentress Farms, they're going to be planning to come up. Everything's just in the process of growing right now.
Very good. So yeah, it's waiting all that out, and with how dry it's been, Elizabeth, how much sun we've had, is the growing season going to speed up a little bit this year? Are we going to see maybe a little quicker growing season than normal?
Well, and also keep in mind the two farms I mentioned also have hoop houses. So they're able to control their environment a little bit more. Some people might be using drip irrigation systems too, so they're able to control that growth a little bit better, not having to rely so much on Mother Nature to take care of it.
Very good. Very good. So, Elizabeth, when it comes to, the market so far, what have been the highlights for you? What's been happening on the square this past May?
Well, we've got Courtney's Cookie and More. She's back this year, and she does a wide variety of very special baked goods. And her son Carter's been there also with his lemonade stand. Bonnie and Riley Schmidt have been back, and Bonnie does terrific cookies. They are really in demand when she's up there. And Riley does the most fantastic house plants. A lot of them are miniatures, and those go really well. She has a lot of succulents available, cacti and aloe and all kinds of things like that. Aspen Bailey's a new vendor with us this year. She's a local artist. She does watercolor painting, and she actually creates her own paints, and those paints are for sale. They're all handmade, and one of the ingredients she incorporates is local honey into them. Mm-hmm. So she's set up there, and she'll have some of the paints available. We had several young ladies stop by last Saturday, and they were painting up a storm at her booth.
Very good. So a few of the highlights so far from the farmers market. Are you getting folks out, Elizabeth? I told you off the air, I had to drive by the square a few weeks ago. Looked like a really good crowd out there. It seems like you're getting folks in. What are you seeing? How are folks responding to the market?
It's been wonderful. We've had a lot of families come up. We've added something last year called, we have a mobile little free library, and that's been a big hit. That's right by the monument on the southwest side of the square. And that we have crayons and markers available. Books for all ages are there, and it's all free. It works just like a regular little library, except it's only there during the market season. Mm-hmm. And it just seems like there's been a lot of new faces showing up at the market this year, and people taking time to visit. That's what I think is really neat about our market, is people will visit up there. And so they may come by and just think they're just going to walk on through, and they may end up spending 15 to 20 minutes visiting with the vendors.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the beauty of the market, is you get to visit with the folks that actually make those things or produce those things, whatever the case may be. That's unique to, the grocery store experience, if you will. You actually get to speak with those individuals and how they do their thing and create those creations, if you will.
And that's what's been wonderful just over the years too. Is there's been a lot of swapping of information and a lot of knowledge up at the market. The vendors learn just as much from the customers as the customers learn from the vendors.
Mm-hmm. No question. So, Elizabeth, what are you, as we turn the calendar to June here and we start to think about the June market season? What are you looking for? Are you looking for vendors of a certain type? Are you looking for artisans? What does June have for you? What are you thinking about as we turn the page on the calendar?
Well, we've had about, I think, 4 new potential vendors who have responded to us on our message page for Facebook, and they may have some new folks showing up at the market. But also, I mentioned a couple farms that are gearing up and they're planning to come. But if anybody has any extra produce, be it you have an apple tree or a peach tree, or you're growing some container tomatoes. Some people bought tomato plants from Dave earlier this season. He was up there for a couple weeks in May, mm-hmm. and plan to come back with tomatoes once those plants start producing. He has a bunch of heirloom varieties like Cherokee Purple and some Brandywines. If you have any extra, we're happy to sell it for you if you'd like us to do that. We aren't charging any commission. We'll help arrange if you need to make contacts with the local food bank, or come on up and set up. We've got extra tables. You usually have a couple extra tents, but those have been going fast. All that's free of charge from the market. We really want this to be, and has been since the beginning in 2000, a community market. We work together on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, Elizabeth, is it seems pretty low maintenance if you're a vendor and you want to come out. That seems to be, like it's an easy, seamless process, it feels like.
And we've been so fortunate over the years, and even especially this year, we've got some people who are learning how to put the tents up and take them down, and that really helps us out. So we've got it down to where we're up and going in about half an hour, and we're down and out of there in about half an hour at the end of the day. So all that cooperation really helps out.
Absolutely. Very good. Well, our guest on the phone today, Elizabeth Burns, she is with the Clinton Area Farmers and Artisans Markets. Elizabeth, anything on the farmers market season so far we haven't touched on? Anything that comes to mind you want to put out there for us?
Well, I did talk to Edith Brady Lenny the other day at the market, and we are planning to team up again with the Right Stuff for Kids on the SNAP and Link program certificates. The market right now is sponsoring the first $100 of that this year. I'm hoping to possibly work with some other groups in town to sponsor maybe a couple of the other months. That cooperation will be done with Right Stuff in August. So by then we should have a lot of really good fruits and vegetables available up there mm-hmm. for folks to choose from for their families. But if you are interested and you have SNAP or Link, just stop by the market booth and ask for either myself or Cheryl, and we'll get you set up. It's $5 per card per Saturday, and you can spend that on any food items that we have at the market. That's fantastic. And I know that the market is, somewhat limited, Elizabeth, in terms of its ability to accept, Link and cards and that sort of thing. So that really kind of at least opens the door of opportunity a little bit. Right. And we've been through that training for SNAP and Link, and just for a market of our size and volunteer based, it's just not something that is going to be financially viable for us to be able to do. Mm-hmm. wanted to fill that void because that's an important program for folks in our area.
No question. Yep, for sure.
So, they've had a reduction in their benefits too, and so we're hoping to help fill that. $20 to $25 extra a month at the market, that goes a long way.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. So for sure. So Elizabeth, we're getting close to a break here, but I just want to ask about the month of June. Are you doing any special programs or anything of that nature you want to put out there for us?
Not yet. We're working on some things. We're hoping to work with the library on some story time throughout the season as that comes up. I do want to remind everybody too that for several years now, we've been having Karen Conkey from the Illinois Secretary of State's office with the Life Goes On program. She comes up almost every Saturday and has a booth to talk about organ and tissue donor programs. And there have been some wonderful visits and stories from folks in our area who've stopped by and shared their stories and their family histories with her.
Very good. Very good. Well, and Elizabeth, I know that you're active on Facebook and, throughout the mornings of the market, you'll post on who's there and what they've got. How do folks keep up with all the latest on Facebook? Where do they find you? How do they find you?
You could just search on Facebook for the Clinton Area Farmers and Artisans Market, and just be sure you're getting ours and not New York or something, because there's several Clinton markets, but we're the only Clinton Area Farmers and Artisans Market out there. And keep an eye on that because we participated in this last year. We got a lot of votes last year. We're hoping to get even more this year. I think we ended up being ranked 12th in the state of Illinois for the American Farmland Trust and the National Farmers Market Coalition's annual contest, and there's money involved with that. So keep an eye out for that post. That voting starts on June 19th, I believe.
How about that? Very good. So, Elizabeth, again, just one more time, where's the best way for folks to learn more about the Clinton Area Farmers and Artisans Market?
The absolute best way is to come up on a Saturday morning and visit with us. Come up and see what's going on. Park. Don't drive by. Find a parking spot. And I know they can be tough to find sometimes now, but find one and stop by, or check us out on Facebook. I usually do post on Thursday and especially on Friday on what's going to be there on Saturday morning.
And you're there 8 to noon, correct?
8 to noon every Saturday. Rain or shine, thunderstorm, hail, wind, we're there.
You are there through it all. Elizabeth Burns with the Clinton Area Farmers and Artisans Market, our guest on the phone. More to come with her on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
At Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton or Farmer City, our job is to help you solve your transportation needs. This is Scott Baum, both in Clinton or Farmer City. We'll listen and find options if you need a different used car or truck, or we'll give you repair options to keep your car, truck, or SUV safe and trouble-free so you can continue with your busy schedule. If it has to do with transportation, we're here to help. Visit our full-service team today at Clinton or Farmer City. BaumChevyBuick.com. Right from the start.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4-lease with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
Are you looking for summertime clothes for the whole family? At Love It Once More Thrift Store in Clinton, we can help. We have men's, women's, and kids' shirts on sale for 10% off. This is Connie inviting you to look for us on Facebook, Instagram, or DeWittDailyNews.com.
This is Ryan Utterback. Do you know what Utterback Real Estate offers for free?
Free hugs?
No, free market analysis on your property so you know what it's worth.
I kind of like free hugs.
And that's why you're the other Ryan.
Get your free market analysis by clicking the Utterback Real Estate icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. It's no secret that employers are having a difficult time hiring qualified personnel, whether full or part-time. The Miller Media Group wants to help you, the employer, to find the candidates you're looking for. That's why we've created IllinoisJobPost.com. That's IllinoisJobPost.com. This website is part of a broad radio and internet employment campaign available through the Miller Media Group. Contact your account manager or email sales@randyradio.com for more information. IllinoisJobPost.com is where we put the power of radio and the internet to attract prospective candidates.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin insurance agent in Clinton. Elizabeth Burns with the Clinton Area Farmers and Artisans Market, our guest on the phone here for this morning. And Elizabeth, as we go through the months of June and July, of course, we're anticipating the things like, sweet corn and tomatoes and peppers and, all the traditional, kind of garden vegetables that we think about. What else does the market offer in terms of whether it's produce or artisans? What types of things does the market offer through the months of June and July that we can look forward to this summer?
Well, one person we're anticipating coming back is Sarah with her honey from the Mount Zion region, Mount Zion area. They also have some Trees and Bees is their company, their farm. And they also have some hives up here in DeWitt County. She unfortunately had an accident with her arm, and that kind of tied her up because normally she'd be back at the market this season already. But she's anticipating coming back in July, so we'll have local honey available again. Also, pumpkin blossoms have been that's something that people in this area really love. So if anybody has those and they're starting, their squash or their pumpkins are starting to come on, that's something that really sells well at the market. So just anything that you might have that is unique. I know I'm going to have some elderberries. They've just kind of gone wild on my farm, but I've made a couple contacts. There's some folks who are interested in those for making preserves and jellies, juice. So, there's things like that. In the past, people have gone wild blackberry picking. And blackberries have been a wonderful thing that we haven't had for several years at the market.
That's wild. A lot of stuff for sure. Now, do you do much, Elizabeth, with maybe how to prepare these within recipes or things like that? Do you offer recipes, maybe a cookbook of some sort? How about that?
Well, if you want to get the Chamber Cookbook, we are the only spot in town now to pick that up. We are the sole proprietor of that cookbook at this time. And the money that we raise from that goes right into the market for, especially like the SNAP program. We're using the proceeds from that. And those cookbooks are $10 a piece. And like I said, we're the only place where you can get those in town now. So that's one way you can help promote and support the market as well.
Very good. No, that's okay. That's all right. And let's transition the conversation, Elizabeth, to, let's say maybe folks maybe they tried a vegetable garden for the first time this year, and we get to August, we get to maybe September, and things are coming through, and they're starting to mature and those sorts of things, and you've got tomatoes out the ears, or you've got peppers that you don't know what to do with, or you've got so much sweet corn you can't eat it all, or whatever the case may be. How does one become a vendor at the farmers market? Like, do you have to be a professional grower to be at the market, Elizabeth? How about some of those things?
No, everyone is welcome. We've had people who just had a few items and they brought them up, and we've either helped them set up at the market, or like I said, if you have other obligations on Saturday and you can just drop it off, just let us know how much you want to sell your produce for. We'll take care of it for you. You just need to either come and pick up the remainder of it, or let us know if you want that donated, for instance, to a food bank at the end of the day. They'll be happy to help put that all together for you. Like I said, the easiest ways are either, come on up to the market and help and meet with us. We've got the application forms and everything. Booth fees, we don't have any booth fees this year. Everything is free until apple and pork, and then we will have some fees for that to help set that up.
Right. And of course, with that you mentioned the Apple and Pork Festival there, Elizabeth. Are you still doing it? Where if you're a vendor for, if I'm not mistaken, I thought you changed it maybe this year to 2 or 3 times on the market, you get to be a part of the Apple and Pork weekend for free. How does that work?
Well, you don't get to be for free, but you do get a reduced rate. If you did not set up with us for 2 or 3 times during the regular season, we do have a higher rate, and then it's going to be kind of first come first serve too as far as space goes.
Very good. So make note of that if you're interested. And of course, the appeal of the Apple and Pork weekend, Elizabeth, is the high volume of traffic that's on the square, correct?
Right. We are the transit area between the bus and the tram, and we get literally thousands of people through on those 2 days. We try to do some special family activities. I know they do rope making up at the homestead, where we did get a hold of an antique rope making machine, and we're getting that all set up. So we might be able to roll that out a couple times this season too, so people can see how that activity works as well.
That'd be fun. Anything coming up, Elizabeth, whether it's, June, July, maybe it's the fall, any activities or special themes you're working on, anything you want to put out there that way for us?
Well, we are going to be up on the square for July 4th for Celebrate Clinton. We'll be on our regular area in the southwest corner. So feel free to stop by. We might have some special family activities like old time games or something that folks can participate in as well.
Gotcha. Very good. Well, Elizabeth, I still have a few minutes. As it relates to just being a vendor at the market, did I miss anything in that piece of the conversation you want to put out there for us?
No, I just want to reiterate that, we've got tables and tents available as long as we have them available. We've got quite a selection built up over the years, and we offer that to folks who are just getting started out, because that can be an expensive investment. Mm-hmm. And as they progress, well, maybe that's something that they'll be investing in. If not, we've got that available to help them get started. So it's not a big investment. It's more of a time commitment to come on and set up.
Gotcha. Excellent. Elizabeth, where do folks go? What's the best way for folks to learn about all things Clinton area farmers and artisans markets?
Our Facebook page is probably, outside coming up to the square, go to the Facebook page. We do the post at least on Friday afternoon to let you know who's coming, what they're going to be bringing. When rolling back to the recipe side, if someone is bringing fruits or vegetables, I'll put recipes in the comments section. Mm-hmm. We're trying to make a good mix of that, make them easy recipes, not too many ingredients. If I can find some videos to go along with it,
sure,
we'll post those as well.
Very good. Well, Elizabeth, we appreciate your time as always. Elizabeth Burns, Clinton Area Farmers and Artisans Market. Network News is now.
In a move that could drive prices at the gas pump higher, the Saudis have announced plans to cut oil output by 1 million barrels a day starting next month. Saudi Arabia welcoming